Hello dear students, welcome once again to our channel Maths in Minutes with Priya. Today we are going to learn clip number 67, part 2 of simple interest, compound interest. In last clip we have covered part 1, the basic formula of simple interest. We also solved few problems from previous year papers where few ratios were mentioned. Some different kind of language was used. So today also we are going to solve few examples based on simple interest. I am going to show you one shortcut also, and how the examiner changes the language, though the gist of example, the meaning of example is very much same in every example that we will see. So no need to get scared कि ये क्या language है, मुझे कुछ समझ में नहीं आ रहा है. Actually सब कुछ same होता है. Simple interest examples are very simple. So let's start solving today's clip. A money lender lent rupees 10,000 at 5% per annum and it should be 15,000. 10 extra aa gaya. This is 15,000, I'm sorry. And rupees 15,000 at 6% per annum. The contract said the borrower should pay the interest after it touches total interest of 4,200. In how much time the borrower will pay the interest, and type of interest is simple interest. So what does this example mean? There is a money lender who has lent two different amounts. One is 10,000 and other is 15,000. 10,000 at a rate of 5% and 15,000 at rate of 6%. Now we do not know that the borrower has borrowed this money for how much time. We do not know that. That is the question. In how much time? That is the question. But the condition is when the total interest on these two becomes 4,200, at that point of time the borrower should repay the interest. That is the question. So how to solve this? Simple interest formula we all know, PRT upon 100. P is 10,000. R is 5% given to us. Time we do not know. So T upon 100 plus 15,006. Time again we do not know. See, in both these cases time is going to be same. Whenever it touches 4,200, that time he should pay. So time is going to be same in these both cases. So this interest plus this interest should be equal to 4,200. That is the condition. Now let's solve this. 2 zeros gone. Very easy actually. 100 into 5, 500t. Again 2 zeros gone. 150 into 6 is 900t. So 500t plus 900t is 4,200. So 1400t is 4,200. So t is equal to 4,200 upon 1400, that is 3. 14 3s are 42. So answer is 3 years. Very simple. PRT upon 100, same formula we used. Principals were different, interest were different, but time was same. And total interest is given to us. So we substituted everything and we found out T as 3 years. But इतना ऐसा बड़ा एग्जाम्पल, द कॉन्ट्रैक्ट सेड सो एंड सो, तो हम थोड़ा घबर जाते कि बाप रे ये क्या है. कुछ नहीं है, ये एकदम सिंपल एग्जाम्पल है. पढ़ लोगे तो समझ में आ जाएगा. लेट्स सॉल्व नेक्स्ट एग्जाम्पल. How long will it take a certain sum to increase by 30% at 15% ROI calculated at simple interest? Again a different kind of language but one-liner example. For this you must understand the principles of percentage. See, all these chapters, they are based on principles of percentage, principles of ratio proportion. So again HCF-LCM are very important. So you shouldn't neglect the initial clips of the channel, because I have covered all these topics so that these particular topics you should try to solve these examples orally. So if you understand the basic principles of ratio and principles percentage etc., then these type of examples are just a cakewalk for you. See how now. What is given to us? A sum is there, say P, let's call it P. To increase by 30%. Increase by 30% means it becomes 130 upon 100 times. That is the meaning. So if originally it is P, amount will be 130P upon 100. So if you know how percentage calculations are done, you will understand this immediately. So amount is 130P upon 100, principal is P and interest will be 30P upon 100. 30% increase over principal. So interest is going to be 30P upon 100. And what is given to us? Rate of interest is given to us 15%. So we will substitute everything. I is equal to PRT upon 100. That is the formula. I is 30P upon 100. P is P, R is given to us 15, T is unknown upon 100. So 100 on both sides gone, P gone, so cancelled, 100 cancelled. So 15T is equal to 30, 15 will go to denominator, 15 2s are 30, so T will be 2 years. Oral example, very easy. So answer is 2 years. बट वेन वी रीड इट वॉट वी टेंड टू थिंक कि कुछ दिया ही नहीं है, ना प्रिंसिपल दिया है, ना अमाउंट दिया है, ना कुछ दिया है, और कैसे फाइंड करेंगे. बट एज यू कैन सी इन वन लाइन वी कुड फाइंड टी. सिंपल इंटरेस्ट टाइप ऑफ एग्जाम्पल्स आर वेरी ईजी. Please keep watching these examples. See, the examples that I covered in last part and examples that I'm going to cover today, which are based on simple interest. I've purposely selected those examples which have different kind of language, but the examples are very easy. So in exam, please don't skip these examples. You will score full marks. They are easy. Next example. A certain principal amounts to rupees 15,000 in 2.5 years and rupees 16,500 in 4 years. At same ROI, find the ROI. That is rate of interest. ROI means rate of interest. Now what is given to us? We are given amounts. A certain principal amounts to something. So this is also amount, this is also amount. If you remember in part 1, I have explained this. Take the difference between amounts, take the difference between years and relate it. If you have watched part 1, you will immediately understand this. So I have done this subtraction. 16,500 minus 15,000 is 1,500. 4 years minus 2.5 years is 1.5 years. So for this 1.5 years, interest is going to be 1,500. Difference between the amounts is going to be the interest for this particular period. Please watch clip 1, you will understand it immediately. So interest for 1.5 years is 1,500. Now we are given amount for 2.5 years. So what we are going to do? We are going to find interest also for 2.5 years. For 1.5 years it is 1,500. For 2,500, 2.5 years it will be how much? 2.5 into 1,500 upon 1.5. Cross multiplication. And that's how we get 2,500. See, decimal goes 1s are 100. 25 into 100, that is 2,500. Again, this is very oral. For 1.5 years, 1,500. So 2.5 years, 2,500. But sometimes numbers are not that easy. In that case, how we should solve? By cross multiplication. For 1.5, 1,500. For 2.5, how much? 2.5 into 1,500 upon 1.5. That's how we get 2,500. So for 2.5 years, interest is 2,500. Amount is already given to us as 15,000. Can we find the interest? Sorry, principal. Can we find the principal? What is the relation between amount, interest and principal? Principal is equal to amount minus interest. In part 1 we have seen it. Please watch it. So 15,000 minus 2,500, 12,500 is going to be the principal. So using this principal, now we will find rate of interest. I is equal to P into R into T upon 100. We have found out 2500. P is given to us. R is unknown. T is also there, 2.5 years upon 100. So now we can solve this. Now this 125 and 2.5 will go to denominator. Like this. ये उठ के डिनोमिनेटर में आ गया इस तरह. And now how you will solve? Shift of decimal, 1 decimal, so 1 0 here, 1 za, this is 1 za and then 3 zeros. 125 8 times is 1000, that we all know. So answer is 8%. Calculations are also very easy. I hope you understood this particular example. Watch this part of video again if you haven't understood. This is one important example. Now let's move to next example. Find R at simple interest at which a sum becomes 3 times of itself in 10 years. For this type of example, there is a straight formula. R into T is equal to 100 in the bracket M minus 1. M means multiple. What is the meaning of this multiple? What are they saying? A sum becomes 3 times. So M is 3 here. 3 times, 3 multiples. So M is 3. So let's substitute everything here. R is unknown. That is the question. What is R? R is unknown. Time is given to us 10 years. So T is 10. 100. M is 3 times, so 3 minus 1. So substitute everything. R will be 100 into 2. This 10 will come to denominator. 10. This is 10. 10 2s are 20. So rate is 20%. Remember this formula. RT is equal to 100 in the bracket M minus 1. So whenever you get this type of examples, again, if you see the numbers are so easy that you will solve it orally only, and the calculations are also very easy if you know this formula. In 5 seconds you will get this answer. Now what if you don't remember this formula? Ma'am, हमको formula याद नहीं रहता है, हम क्या करें? So there is one more simple method. Let's understand that. They are saying that the principal becomes 3 times. So that means the amount is 3p. Got it? Principal is p and amount is 3p. That means interest is 2p. 3p minus p. वो p में जब 2p add हो जाएगा, so then you will get the amount as 3p. Correct? They are saying the principal becomes 3 times itself. So amount is 3p and interest is 2p. So what we can do? Again we can substitute. Interest, that is 2p, is equal to p into R. R is unknown. Time is given as 10 years upon 100. So ये गया, p भी गया. 10 will go to numerator. 10 2s are 20. So R is 20. Formula याद है तो भी चलेगा, नहीं याद है तो भी चलेगा. So this type of examples are very easy examples. Let's see few more. Find the time at which sum becomes 4 times itself in at 5% per annum. This is also simple interest. At simple interest. Let me add this line here. At simple interest. So what is given to us? R is given to us. And the sum becomes 4 times, that is given to us. So we have that formula. RT is equal to 100 in the bracket M minus 1. Last examples we saw it. So what we will substitute now? R is given to us 5. T is unknown. 100. What is M now? Sum becomes 4 times. So M is 4 and this is minus 1. So now T, 100 into this 3, 5 will come to denominator. 5 1s are, this is 20, 23s are 60. That is the answer. In the examples that we solved earlier, R was unknown and T was given. In this example, R is given and T is unknown. चाहे कुछ भी दो, फॉर्मूला में डालो, आंसर फटाफट आ जाएगा. And if you forgot the formula, again we have our method. Principal becomes 4 times, that means amount is 4p and interest will be 3p. 4p minus p, that is 3p. So substitute interest is equal to principal, rate is given 5, t is unknown, p gets cancelled. So 100 will, 5 ones and 5 20. So 20 will go here, 23 is a 60, t is 60. किसी भी मेथड से करो आंसर सेम ही आने वाला है. t is 60. Next example. Rupees 800 becomes rupees 960 in 4 years at certain rate of interest, simple interest. If the rate is increased by 2%, what amount will be rupees 800? What amount will rupees 800 become in 5 years? Again, different kind of language. Let's understand it. 800 becomes 960 means what? That means P is 800 and A is 960. That is the meaning. Principal is 800 and it becomes 960. So amount is 960. So can we find I? Amount minus principal. I will be 160. Now let's substitute everything. Interest is equal to principal into rate into time. 4 is given to us, 4 years upon 100. So how we will find R? R will be 8 into 4 will go to denominator now. 160 upon 8 into 4. So R is 5%. But they are saying if the rate is increased by 2%, so if R is 7%, then what amount will rupees 800 become in 5 years? So now time is 5 years, rate is 7, P is 800 only because they are asking what amount will 800 become. So P is 800. So we'll substitute everything. 35 into 8 is 280. So interest is 280. So when I add this 280 to 800, I get 1080. That means 800 will now be 1080. Just take this care that here they are asking you the amount. They are not satisfied by just interest. But in the options given, the first option will be 280. And once you get I is equal to 280, you become very happy and tend to mark it. But that is not the question. What is the question? Question is what amount will rupees 800 become? So 800 will become 1080. So your answer is not 280. Your answer is 1080. Understood this language? So in this clip and in the last clip, we have solved examples which were based on simple interest. The language of examples was a little bit twisted, but examples were very simple. I hope you like these examples and you won't skip these examples now if they appear in the exam. In part 3, that is next clip, we are going to start with compound interest. And I'm going to give you one ready chart for compound interest, and you will see that within seconds you are going to solve examples that are based on compound interest. And in later parts we are going to solve mixed examples also, where the difference between compound interest, simple interest is given, then how to solve. Everything we are going to see in next few parts. So keep watching the videos. If you haven't yet subscribed to my channel Maths in Minutes with Priya, please do so. It's absolutely free. So see you in the next part. Till then, stay happy, stay blessed, and don't forget to watch next part. It's going to be very important because I'm going to give you one ready chart that will save your time in the exam. So see you in the next part. Bye for today.